Alright, come on, Nintendo, come on. Oh my god, it's happening! It's happening! SNES games! SNES games are coming to Switch Online! SNES games! Come on, Nintendo! Mario Maker! So, I guess since we've got Mario Maker rather than the SNES games, I better talk about my wish list, what I want for them to put in this new game. Okay, so I'm going to get the obvious one away. I want to get multiplayer. We saw it with the box art, so I think it's probably going to happen. I mean, I don't know, unless they're just being Nintendo. But I want multiplayer, so couch multiplayer and online multiplayer. This could be amazing for some of the harder levels are just going to be made in this game. So if you can't do it, you can, phone over your brother. He can come and help you, just get you through it. You can play it with friends. You can have a Mario Maker sleepover. It's just general good time all around. Okay, so on to enemies. I would love some Odyssey themed enemies. So we already know of the Mario 3D World crossover. So I'd love an Odyssey crossover, maybe to be announced at E3. So giving, the dinosaur you get from Odyssey, you can see it on the screen now. So that dinosaur and the spiky guys, don't know what they're called, but they're on the screen now. I also think the Broodals would be a great addition. So, we've got Bowser Jr., I'm pretty sure you can put in the game. So I think the Broodals, another addition, just to add a bit more depth, I mean, there's endless possibilities there is, but just this would add another thing to play around with. I would also love a few preset levels made by the guys at Nintendo. Because, I mean, they're the game designers, they're super smart. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some amazing levels being made. But those guys who make the games, I want them to build some levels. Add a couple every month. Some really hard ones, some easy ones. Just to get people introduced to the game. And really show off what the game can actually do. Because, I mean, especially when you first get the game, you're not really going to know, where to find this, where to do this, what happens here. So, by having these preset levels, at least gives some people, a level of entry to get them into the game to start with. So they could add a couple of these preset levels every couple of months. So how with the NES Online, you get 2 or 3 NES games each month. So they could do a similar thing with this. So you get 2 or 3 preset levels each month. It can show a brief appearance at the directs, keep it in people's mind. And also, if they become really good levels, it'll be like, right, okay, it's the 1st of January, get onto Mario Maker, there's going to be some good new levels, and we'll really just keep the community alive. So, swiftly moving on to my next point. You know how they did with the Amiibos in the first one, how you could scan in any Link Amiibo and you've got Link? I'd love them to be able to do it with more characters. So with all the Smash, you've got Simon and Richter, and you've got, Ivysaur, Squirtle. Smash Amiibos they've just released could be compatible with this game. So that'd be amazing. I mean, just imagine running through a Mario level from, the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Imagine running through one of them as an Ivysaur. Mental. It just adds a ton more possibilities of what you could do. I also don't think this would happen, but I would love it if, to tie to each character, there'd be a couple of things. So, Nintendo probably aren't going to do this, because it will make people annoyed, because they can't, if you don't have it, you miss out. But if they added even, the background looks slightly different, maybe an additional block, something small, so if you didn't have them, it doesn't matter. But if you do have them, it's worth having, more than just a skin. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. So I'm going to dip into this next point. This is probably slightly more controversial, but I would love... I know it's Mario Maker, right? I know it's that. I got it. But I would love some different levels based on different Nintendo games. So, Splatoon 2, because I got a Splatoon figure, I just saw that and thought of this. So, you could have a Splatoon 2 themed blocks and enemies. So, unless they could be skins, right, of just the blocks, which would still be cool, don't get me wrong, but imagine if there was, a different art style, the Splatoon art style, how cool would that be in, a 2D Mario style game? It would just add so much more depth. So you could have an ARMS one, don't know if they will, but you could have a Legend of Zelda one, you could have even a Breath of the Wild themed one, and this new Link's Awakening themed one, so you could have different ones. They could add them, so when Animal Crossing releases, which I assume is probably going to be after this, once that releases, a free DLC update, or to everyone that owned Animal Crossing, is a few Animal Crossing themed starter levels and a ton of Animal Crossing additional items, modes, maps, so many different things they could add. So I believe the biggest controversy around these game coming to Switch was people were saying it's not going to happen. The only reason it really happened on the Wii U was because you had the gamepad. So you could play it on the gamepad and then move out to TV and it worked perfectly. 3DS is a handheld, so it would work. So people were saying, well, if they did it on the Switch, you'd have to only play it handheld and it'd be all rubbish. But, I mean, we saw it with Captain Toad, which we got some DLC for. Whoop, whoop. We saw it with that, which is probably better handheld because you've got more mobility basically with it, but on TV it still uses the motion, so that's probably how this is going to work. But all I'm trying to say is I hope it's not only handheld, because that would just be naff. Now, so we got the date of June, so I mean not really a date, a month, you know what I mean, the month of June for the release, and I mean I'm hoping it's early June or mid-June, but it'll probably be after E3. So maybe the week after E3, because they can do a big introduction to everybody that wouldn't have seen it, and more in depth about additional things. I mean, maybe even talk about DLC. I mean, how cool would it be for Mario Maker DLC? You could add, well, I don't know what they do. DLC is such a difficult topic, because they could just release a shell of a game, but I would so much prefer. I want a full game, don't get me wrong, but I would love some additional DLC, which you have to pay to be able to build with it, but if you go online you can still play modes without buying the DLC which use the DLC, if that makes sense. So you don't have to buy it if you really don't want it, you don't have to get it. So I hope you are as hyped as I am about this game. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, show some support. We're a brand new channel trying to grow, so give us a subscribe. We do have an Instagram account, so I guess I'll try and leave that in the description down below. So from wherever you are in the world, either good day, good morning, or good night.